We're good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Concho Sports Insider, as I forget who I am. I'm Arlen Ponder. This is Darren Prater. We're actually going to do the show tonight. We got graduations going on. We've got different things going on. So, and Darren, I called him and said, hey, I got nobody to co-host with me. Will you come help? And he said, heck yeah.
Yeah, man, I was here at like 6 o'clock. I was wondering if y'all were going to be here. I was burning up outside.
Well, hey, we sorry. We were running a little behind.
You know, my air conditioner on my car don't work on my busted-up car, so I had to sit out in the sun. That's all.
It could be worse. Could be worse, right? So we're going to go over some great things. We've got state baseball. We've got some track and field. We've got some, what else? Some UIL events that we can talk about. We're going to talk about a little bit of football. But let's start off with the coolest thing I saw this week. And here we go. So Damon's pulling it up now. The photo of the Baird coach.
My mom's a Baird Bear, by the way.
Your mom's a Baird Bear.
State finalist in the shot put.
State finalist.
Mm-hmm. At the first women's track meet they ever had. It was held at Baylor.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Sorry.
sir.
There we go. Okay. So we've got Coach Presley Franklin. Listen to this. On April 18th, at 39 weeks pregnant, Baird's head softball coach, Franklin, led her Lady Bears to a victory over the Hamlin Lady Pipers to claim the 2025 district championship title. And that's in 1A. So the following Tuesday, on April 22nd, Coach Franklin, and you can see she's pregnant there, gave birth to a beautiful, healthy baby boy. It was on her birthday. 2 days later, Coach Franklin led her Lady Bears to another victory over the Cross Plains Lady Buffaloes.
Heck yeah, that's a rival too.
That's right, to claim the by-district title. This is Coach Franklin's first year. And so congratulations on that. If not only that's a trooper there, she had a kid, she coached a softball game, had a kid, went back and coached a softball game. So kudos to Coach Franklin there. That's really cool. Man. And I like to start off with the coolest thing I saw. So that was pretty cool. That's
the coolest thing you've seen all week. I don't think that's able to be beaten.
No, I don't think so. Of course, I've seen some other things. But
well, I saw a guy who, an intruder in the backyard of his house, he lassoed the guy. That's the coolest thing I've seen all week.
That's the coolest thing you've seen? Okay. All right. Well, let's don't take a break. Let's roll right into to some Wall Hawk baseball. Now, they play tomorrow night, and they're playing there's a graphic for that, I think, and they're playing the Jacksboro Tigers. And for some reason, I was thinking the Jacksboro. I thought they were the Rabbits.
That would be the Forney Jackrabbits.
That would be the Forney Jacks.
The Jacksboro Tigers. That's one of the teams my old Dublin Lions just can't seem to beat.
Yeah. So they're playing Friday night in Graham, or Friday in Graham at 2. Does that say 2?
Yep.
2 o'clock. Well, and then they're going to yours and my old stomping grounds. They're going to play in Brownwood at 3 and 5. So game 2 and game 3 if it's necessary. I don't know if you've been following along, but this is also for the regional final. And if they win, then they've got a trip to state.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not going to say this very loudly, but yeah, I'm going to say it. That Wall Hawk baseball team is really good. They've got 3 starters that can go a whole game. So they've got a very good chance, I think, of being in Austin. And that would be something to see. Jacksboro is going to have to be really good to beat them.
Yeah, but Wall's pretty darn salty.
They are, and we're going to talk about them further down in the show. Their tennis team brought home some gold, and they just they're going to have to build a bigger trophy case.
Yeah, that's just Wall for you. That's their tradition.
Yeah, and you know what? We also have some good news that. Sad news for us, great news for them about we're going to talk about some coaching changes here.
Yeah.
But now let's roll into Central Baseball, and we've got some updates on that too. And We've got a graphic for that one. Got some all-district and, all-district team titles. And
yeah, I'm going to let you read that one, Arlen.
Yeah, huh? Let's see. I didn't make that big enough.
Pitcher would be Kasner Stribling.
Kasner
Junior,
Stribling.
first team all-district. Way to go, Kasner. We'll see you on the ball field, too.
And who's that
Football
outfielder
field.
there? You recognize that outfielder's name there?
That's Captain America, the Van Missile, Mason Van Sickle.
That is, and he's all first team all district for outfield.
Like I said, the ball stops midair so as not to anger Mason Van Sickle.
That's right. Second team all district goes to pitcher Trevor
Kofan.
Okay, yeah. So
Trevor Keene.
Okay. So, and then infielder Michael Duran. Recognize that name?
Yes, sir, I do. They'll both be back to play next season,
They're
too.
both juniors. And then honorable mention goes to Alejandro Diego and Jason Kennedy, Jimmy Edwards. Recognize that name?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he'll be back.
Aiden Perez,
And
sophomore, seniors, 2 sophomores and a senior and a junior.
Yep, and those sophomores, Aiden also plays baseball or football. So look at that. We talked to Coach Smith the other night at the coaches show and said what an incredible team it is that he has the opportunity that they play baseball and then they turn around and play football. So
Yep.
Unlike our friend that says you run the ring in the spring so you can tote the ball in the fall.
That's right.
They're throwing the ball in the spring.
Oh, yeah, they got some track athletes, too. I mean, basketball guys. They're multi-sport athletes, and some of them under Coach Smith may play offense and defense a little bit.
We saw that the other night, and we'll let you give an update here pretty quick on that. But let's go to the lady to the excuse me.
How about the Lakeview Chiefs? Dun, 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 dun. I'll tell you what. I believe it was their next to last game of the regular season. That Lakeview crowd was as rowdy as I've ever seen a Lakeview crowd. Plus, for the softball game against Liberty, they come out on the north side for baseball and softball.
Yeah, they do. Hey, Damon, throw that back up there so we can. Let's see. Go ahead.
5-4A Region 1 All-District Baseball Awards. First of all, I just want to say, Coach Cortez, excellent job, man. Really like that guy. Paxton Gaston, the freshman, is the newcomer of the year in District 5-4A Region 1. And they're going to have him for another 3 seasons. I got to see him play. Man, great. Also, first-team pitcher, and this is very well earned by Ruben Salgado. He was well over 100 pitches the times that I saw him pitch. I mean, he's an Iron Man. He was getting it done, too. First team first base, Caleb Schumpert, the sophomore. Of course, we wish Ruben the best. He's a senior. Caleb is a sophomore, first team first baseman. First team infielder, second base, shortstop, and third. Trace Woods, the junior, was the first team infielder, and they use him at several positions. Like I said, first team outfield, that's Evan Kofran, the senior. Number 35. I got the central guy mixed up with Evan Kofran here from Lakeview. First team outfielder and a senior, and we wish him the best. What a way to go out. Second team catcher, and another guy I got to see do a great job, because when the ball gets away from the catcher, bad things happen. Isaac Monreal, the junior. So he'll be back for Coach Cortez and his program. Honorable mention infielder is second base, third base, shortstop. That's Dylan Uranga, the junior. Justice Gutierrez, the junior, second team outfield all-district. And the honorable mention went to Christian Esparza, also a junior. So you look at all those guys that are coming back for a program that has been in the playoffs the last couple of seasons. Unfortunately, they lost in the first round this season because, due in part, of a pitcher that was 6'5", 250 pounds, and he could hit too, from Snyder, I believe.
Oh, and he got a rocket for an arm, I bet, huh?
Yeah, he absolutely did. But the Chiefs played great defense. The second game kind of got away with them. It was like a 7-run third inning for Snyder. They couldn't recover from that. But they're going places. They've been good the last couple seasons, and look at all the guys they have back that were first first and second team districts. So,
well, I know
Cortez.
whenever I talked to Coach Cortez last year, and he had said that he had gotten that baseball job, he was excited. He was very excited to get that job and to be able to put some effort into baseball. And I think he loves football, but I think he loves baseball just a little bit more.
He gets to coach some football too.
Yeah,
and he used to coach at Dublin back in the day.
And you know where he graduated from, right there.
Tarleton.
He's a Tarleton boy. All right, so we got some. We also have some Miles Bulldog baseball photos that we can slide up here. So Rylan Torres, second team academic all-district. So
wow.
Congratulations to him. Lane Godfrey, honorable mention, academic all-district. Ethan James, first team academic all-district. Cooper Ellison, first team academic all-district. So congratulations to all you guys, and they did pretty good. Miles baseball did pretty good this year too.
I always like the folks in Miles. The first game I did, when you had to tape the games and watch them the next day before live streaming was allowed by the UIL.
Right.
First one I did was a Miles football game.
Really?
Good folks out there.
Oh, they're like the Christoval folks. I love going to Christoval.
Me too. That's always a fun scene.
And Damon loves going to Christoval, so I know that we have fun. And you called a couple of games last year with Christoval. Yeah, he actually said he enjoyed doing that. So maybe he'll end up doing some more of that.
Yeah.
The Brock Eagles and the Graham Steers, and the only reason I throw this one up there is those are both good football teams.
Absolutely. Good more than that, obviously.
And I bet that if we were to look at it, we would see some of those Graham Steers and some of those Brock Eagles. I bet you'd see the same names in football and baseball.
Yeah.
But they play tonight at 7, one game at Tarleton. And what do you feel about those one games? I always worry about it because this time of the season, it can go either way.
If you're playing a team that everybody thinks is going to beat you, maybe one game is best. You either get blown out once, or you get that one magic game where they play terrible and you play good and you get past them. So
yeah.
It's not a bad deal if you're the underdog.
No, but and they are also playing for a chance to go to the state tourney. So that will be something to look at and to see. Always a fan of Graham and
Steers, Lady Blues.
Yeah, and the Brock just slowly creeping up. I think before long they'll be a 5A, a 4A, 5A, 6A school because they're just slowly creeping. And
they're an opponent. If you're from around here, if you're from Brownwood too, they're an opponent. And Wall knows, especially in several sports, they're going to be your adversary. Usually. Well,
it's always seemed like that Wall and Brock were hitting each other somewhere about the playoffs, and it was going, okay, well, one of them is going to go and represent from this region.
Yep. Finally, the Hawks got them this last season.
They did, thank goodness.
Finally.
Yep. Okay, so looking another baseball team that you and I are familiar with. The Gordon Longhorns. And so if you're not familiar, last Saturday there was a huge tornado in Gordon. Took out a bunch of houses and tore up actually their baseball stadium. So, our thoughts are with the baseball team. They all went out on Monday and helped clean up and get the stadium ready so that they could practice. And I did not catch where they play, but I know they're playing, I think, tomorrow or tonight and playing some games. So we wish them luck. They also state champs in football.
Golly.
So glad for them. And as one of my friends said, sometimes it's just more, it's not about the game. It's a little bit about everything else. Mm-hmm. But I also know that those Gordon fans, having lived in Mineral Wells, I know that those Gordon fans are going to jump on that bandwagon, and they're going to be turned out, and they're going to be rowdy.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be loud, and they're going to support those Longhorns as best they can.
Oh yeah, whole community.
It's going to be it's a community effort. That's the cool thing. Everybody, and I did see, not to plug the university again, but I did see where the Tarleton baseball team went up and helped clean up too. So
That's
Yeah,
nice.
you know, it's a family affair. Whenever it comes to natural disasters and things like that, and trying to get those kids ready to go again, it's a family affair. It's not just a community event. And
it's people who don't have kids playing coming out to watch the kids because that's where they grew up, or they know somebody's grandkid or whatever. The ASU baseball team, we're talking about Angelo State. Top-ranked Angelo State baseball team headed to the South Central Super Regional for the 4th straight season. Since this playoff format started in 2022, they're going to host the University of Texas Tyler in a best-of-3 series, and that's
kicking
got
off
underway today. Should be going on now, right?
Either starting in a few minutes or just started.
And that's Foster Field, First Community Federal Credit Union Stadium.
Yeah, and they've been on a roll. So
They sure have.
You know what? It's 15 minutes after, and let's take a break, and we'll be right back right after this. You're watching the Concho Sports Insider with Darren Prater and Arlen Ponder on Pixelcast Media.
Concho Sports Network.
Check out why First Community Federal Credit Union is the #1 local auto lender in the Concho Valley.
With great low rates on new, used, and refinance autos, we can save you money. First Community has great payment options and low prices for GAP, extended warranty, and credit life insurance, so we can make your payment fit your budget. So be smart, bank smart, and contact First Community for your auto financing needs.
Pain is never planned, and recovery time is never convenient. But the last thing you want to do is wait for answers. At Angelo MRI, you are more than a number. We can get you results within 24 hours at a price you can afford. So when you need to get back into the game fast, tell your doctor you want to go to Angelo MRI. We hope you don't need us this season. But in case you do, remember, it's your health, your choice, your MRI.
At Schertz Landscape, we care about the quality of trees that you put in your landscape. Therefore, we grow our trees here locally in the Concho Valley. As a certified arborist, I not only care about the quality of your tree being planted, but I am also qualified as a tree risk assessor. I can evaluate the health of an older tree or the risk that it may have to you and your property. Come see us at Schertz Landscape, where we care about the quality of your trees.
Welcome back to the Concho Sports Insider. I'm Arlen Ponder. He's Darren Prater. He's Damon Bell over there on the production side, and we're happy you're with us.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We do appreciate it. We're going to talk about Wall Hawk football.
Yeah,
how about that?
We can talk some Wall Hawk football. Yep.
Hayden Garcia. Wall Hawks Hayden Garcia signed to play football at Schreiner University.
He did.
How about that?
That's awesome. That's
Trey,
awesome.
Trey Henry from Lakeview is going to play there.
Oh, is he
play
really?
Baseball. Yep.
I know somebody else, and apparently they're just starting their program. This is their first year of their program, so just starting it. Let's talk about the Central Spring game. They had the hot dog eating contest, and
yes, they did.
And what else did they have? The tug of war cheerleading clinic, and they had little stations set up where you could throw the ball into the little holes, or you could hit the dummy, or you could jump over stuff. You know. Hey, I wasn't down there.
I went down there. Me and Major did a dance. I hadn't posted that yet.
No, you hadn't posted that. Yeah, Major was doing the hot dog eating contest,
and he did well.
How'd
he didn't
do?
win
5?
though. I think so.
I think the winner
like
was 11.
Colton Kent looked like as soon as he started, this ain't a good idea.
He had the water going and was eating, and he had
the
it
cheerleaders didn't fare too well in that deal.
No, I think one of them threw up, didn't she?
Yeah, she was a trooper.
Yeah.
She kept on going. What's cool is Coach Mark Smith had a live mic during the whole thing.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, back when I played football, the coaches had a live mic. People's ears were going to be on fire.
Well, they had a megaphone back in those days, right?
Yeah. But, it was cool hearing him. And plus, once the little kids got out there, the little Bobcats and all the kids that wanted to participate, he was a part of that too.
Yeah.
Coaching them, always coaching. Here, you sit here for the hot dog, and you sit here, and you sit here. You get right here.
Always coaching it up. Always.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think the Bobcats look like? You and I hadn't had a chance to talk about it.
They got a lot of young guys coming back. You know, Gavin Johnson caught a touchdown pass. Colton Hill looked good. You know, we've seen him as a receiver, a little bit at quarterback. You know, quarterback may still be up in the air. Micah Smith did good as well.
He did. He's got a pretty pass.
Yes, he sure does.
He's got a beautiful arm and a great throw. One thing, Jimmy Edwards.
Was it Jimmy Edwards that caught that pass? I'm sorry, it was Jimmy Edwards.
Jimmy Edwards caught that long one and ran down the sideline. So it was nice nice to see. And one of the cool things was Coach Smith talked about him going both ways. And he's going to have some Iron Men out there this year. He's going to have some guys going both ways, and you see that more with 3A, 2A. He's going to go ahead and, you know, why not? Well, bring it on up, yeah. So
I wanted to mention several. We always do the Lone Star and Glenn showdown.
Oh, right.
And those guys got to play some. Got some 7-on-7 in before everything started. Several years ago, one of the quarterbacks, we called him Action Jackson Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
We interviewed him and his sister. They're
twins, right.
Okay, so I got a picture with them after the game.
I remember that years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and you were in on it. Yeah. So I had forgotten that was them, the Kennedy twins. And he has gone from quarterback, now he is on the defense and doing real good. Action Jackson's still around, the twin terror on defense.
Wow.
So that was really cool to get a picture with them.
Well, and there was another player that we mentioned. Coach Smith mentioned his name at the coaches show. Noah, yeah. Noah Rogers.
Yeah, Noah Rogers.
Yeah. And we remembered calling his name from the Lone Star Glenn game years ago, and now he is playing quarterback, I think he was.
Yeah, he got a little bit in there. Some other names. Of course, Mason Van Sickle's going to be back.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Bobcat.
Yeah.
He's going to be back. Riley Onis played a real good game. Good to see him back. And of course, several. Darius Hewitt looked good running the ball.
Oh, he looked good running the ball. And what I like about Darius is he's a downhill runner. He's not that east and west. He's downhill and taking off. And I think I even remarked that reminds me of a guy that I had on whenever I coached. Bowling ball is what we called him, because he was short and would run into the line and you'd be like, oh, he's done. And then he's squirting out the side and coming out the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, very good job by Darius. And all these guys are only going to be juniors. Now, I know Jackson is, Gavin is. So a lot of young talent coming back, and some of them going to be here for a while. But quarterback, we'll see who gets the start, or maybe we'll do both. I don't know.
Yeah, and
could be several.
Could be by committee. One thing that we do run into, if you don't know already, is Central has 2 new coordinators this year. So they have Jacob Martin, who another Tarleton grad. He coached linebackers last year, and he's gone over to the defensive coach this year, and seen a little bit more tenacity there with that defense. And the other one is Gomez.
You know, you would ask me that. Who came from McCamey? Did one of them come from McCamey?
I don't think so.
Because this is exactly what it's like to talk to my mother. Well, her friend that she teaches with from church is the mother-in-law of the new coach. One maybe from McCamey, but you can't remember his last name. So
Roy Garcia. Roy Garcia, that's right. I knew it was. I couldn't remember if it was Gomez, Garcia. But I think he's got some offensive wizardry that he's going to pull out. And I noticed that Jacob was changing. Coach Martin was changing up. Looked like they were running a 3-3-5 at some point, and then he was running the 3-4, and then I think at one point you even said, I think they're looking at a 4-3.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see a 6-2 stack monster.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen that.
Hadn't seen that in a while. But and while we're talking football, winners blizzards.
Yeah.
My cousin Wayne was a winner's blizzard for a while, but his brother graduated from there. The Blizzards have hired Ryan Pinnell as their athletic director and head coach, and I'm hoping that maybe here later in the year we might be able to get some of those coaches here to talk to some of us. So that'll be cool.
We got to talk to them. That'd be cool. Over there in Winter Wonderland, where they play that when they score a touchdown.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Now I'll let you break the news about the Wall football team. that the news that we found out last night. Our colleague,
Coach Larry Holscher, who has coached at Brady, coached at Central. He's a teacher too. He is going to be getting back into coaching. Just like in The Godfather, he tries to get out, they keep pulling him back in. He is going to be coaching at Wall.
Yeah, and he's coaching D-backs, and if you've never sat down and got to talk to Larry, he's very passionate about D-backs and special teams. Those are the two things he's passionate about.
Yeah, and you won't see the special teams warming up without a coach near them, coaching them the whole time during warm-up, because that irritates him to no end when he sees that.
and Larry, we wish you well. We're glad to see. We're going to miss you in the booth.
Yeah.
He was doing Wall color last year, so he and Russ were doing it. So Russ has got to find a new helper. So if you're interested, call Shay.
It's not that hard to get into sportscasting if you show up and
and you're halfway
prepare
for it.
Know a thing or two.
Not like
at
us.
least.
Not like us completely.
Well,
So what is this?
Mason.
I'm going to let you take off now.
They've hired Wade Griffin as their new head coach and athletic director.
Wade Griffin.
Are they any good at Mason?
I don't know. Those punchers, were they gone anywhere in the playoffs?
They are awful good every year. They are darn good, so that's a great job right there.
Yeah, they're solid top to bottom, and it was wasn't it a surprise that
I believe so.
Their head coach kind of got I don't know what happened. There was some kind of I think people wanted to change, and I think it was the folks on from Dave Campbell's said that they think that was kind of a Sammy Burnett thing at Brownwood. Where he got sideways with somebody, and they just went, okay, well, you're not winning. We're gonna change you out.
You butt heads with the wrong people in a small town.
Yeah, that's what I understand happened to. And by the way, I was in Brownwood today.
You barely missed seeing Dallas, Houston.
Barely missed seeing our idol. I mean,
that's right, Dallas.
We were in the car, and one of my friends goes, "Hey, Dallas was in there, right?" And I went, "Well, wish you'd told me. I'd have gone back and talked to him."
We need to go visit him.
We do.
He's a legendary broadcaster.
Yeah, if you've never heard Dallas call a game, you're missing it. He's the voice of the Lions for years.
I have some old tapes of him nobody else has. I need to put up on the website or something.
So what
his
else
permission.
you got?
Ozona athletic director and football coach Jared Taylor accepted a new job as defensive coordinator at Class 5A Alice in South Texas. He spent 5 years at the helm in Ozona 28-26 with 4 playoff appearances. I'm not sure about his replacement, but he has left the program to go to Alice.
Yeah, going to Alice.
To the moon, Alice.
Yeah, going to go from the desert to the swamps.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So, what else you got?
Copper's Cove. Now, I've lived in both of these areas, Central Texas, Waco, Temple, Killeen, Fort Hood, and the Brazos Valley, Gig'em, Aggies, College Station. And this is from those areas because, Central's going to have to go to play Waco ISD.
Waco, yep.
And that's a good facility, Waco ISD. It is locked down like you wouldn't believe. It's Waco. You better sit in your seat. Don't be running around. They will make you sit down. You can stand up, but don't be
running all around.
Yeah. Copperas Cove, the alma mater of RG3.
That's right.
Not so good times lately. Tony Johnson will move to assistant athletic director from head coach at Copperas Cove. He was there. He spent 11 years as head coach at Maypearl. He's been at Dallas White, Bonham. Didn't have a heck of a lot of success at Copperas Cove, 8-22. So he is going to be replaced by Rodney Southern, who was hired back in March. He spent 22 years as a head coach, 151 and 108. He spent the last 11 years at Huntsville. Good area out there. That's the Brazos Valley area. He was there for 11 years as head coach of Huntsville. He was head coach for Belton Tigers from 2007 to 2013. Now, the Temple Wildcats, that's a storied program.
Oh, incredible. And we played them. Did we play them last year or year before? Central played them?
No, not Temple, Belton.
Belton.
That's their rival.
Thank you. They're rivals,
That's a big rival. Scott Stewart, stepped down as head football coach after 9 seasons. In 9 seasons, 8 trips to the playoffs, including the 5A Division I title game in 2016.
A nice record, 71-36. So it's not like he was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was doing bad. But so who'd they replace him with?
Chad President.
Chad President.
Coach President. He led. Let's see. Okay, as a player, led the Wildcats to the 2014 5A D1 state title game, where they lost 49-45. That may have been the Alito game I'm thinking of. Played quarterback at the University of Tulsa from 2015-2018. Began his coaching career as OC at Rockwall Heath and offensive coordinator at Midway, returning to his alma mater to bring them back to past glories. Even though they're still good and don't really need to come back, it's a good program. And
yeah, it's an excellent program.
He was the QB. I know they're going to love him in Temple. And you know who the legend is there, Bob McQueen.
Yep, Bob McQueen.
Old coaches used to call him God Bob.
Now, here's a team coming up next that we're going to see. When do we see them? And I say we because you and I call Central football.
3,
so week 3, and they play there.
Yeah, good old Waco ISD.
Good old Waco ISD.
Waco, well, them and University are the 2 Waco schools, unless you count Waco right earlier in the season. He started at University with the U-Dogs, mentoring athletes in various sports, and he took over from Midway in the middle of the 2023 season, guided them to 4-1 record in the middle of the season with him, 3-way tie for the district championship. So.
Oh, they went 4-1 in district in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Coach Martinez
looking for some, going from Midway, going to high. So
and that's a rivalry game too.
Yeah, that's
that's
huge.
the dairy coach there. I got to know him a little bit. The Trojans of University, their head coach, Coach Johnson, is leaving. 14-8 record. He's going to take a staff position at Baylor.
Oh, wow.
Not bad. Charles Foster, promoted to head coach and athletic director for the U-Dogs, and that's Laday's alma mater, and he's still somewhat involved helping the kids. He's been this guy, Charles Foster, has been the D coordinator for the last couple of seasons. Down the road a little bit, Aaron Hunter resigned from his position as athletic director and head football coach for the Gatesville Hornets.
Gatesville. And that's another school that we talked about with Brock, how they just keep growing and growing and growing and growing. That Gatesville team, what are they now? They're 3A, 4A? They're 3A.
They were 4A. I think they may be 3A.
Are
Let's see here.
They dropped back down?
They made to the third round of the playoffs for the 12 last season. The Hornets advanced to the third round, and they made the playoffs all 3 years under Coach Aaron Hunter. They're going to keep that momentum going. Coach Gary has taken over for Coach Aaron Hunter. I don't have his first name for some reason.
Jose.
But Jose Aguirre?
Jose.
Okay.
Yep. Jose.
Previous coaching stops at Georgetown, Round Rock, Westwood, and Salado. Well, that's funny how it printed the name on yours and it didn't on mine.
Yeah.
Of course. That's a microaggression on the part of the printer.
On the part of the printer. Mm-hmm. But look at that. He was Austin area. So he's,
heck yeah,
Georgetown and then Round Rock, Salado,
Westwood,
all of that. So good.
Boy.
He's coming out of that Austin district, out of that Austin area where you're looking at Lake Travis, you're looking at some of those other schools that are tough. So he's going to bring that mentality to Gatesville.
Gatesville was in district with Brownwood several years ago.
Yeah.
They'll go back and forth. The Robinson Rockets. When I say I lived in Central Texas, when I lived there, you had La Vega State, Waco High went to state, Robinson went to state, Crawford went to state, China Spring went to state, Lorena's been to state.
Yeah, they've all been. Do you remember a couple of years ago they had Stephenville, La Vega, China Spring,
Lakeview,
Brownwood. They were talking about putting all of them into one district. And we were talking about it. I think you and I talked about it at one of the games. That's a murderer's district there. If you've got to play them, and then you throw in Alvarado now, and they're mixing it up too.
The Robinson Rockets, who have been to state before. Chris Lancaster is leaving to take the athletic director job, head football coach job. Guess where? Mart. Are they any good?
They're pretty good. You can see them.
Good. He led the Rockets to 13-9 record to playoff appearances. Kevin Brown will take his place as the next head football coach for the Robinson Rockets. He was the OC at Bernie Champion High School. And he is a Midway alum, TCU alum, spent over 20 years as an assistant, and he's getting his chance here with a good football program in the Robinson Rockets. Speaking of Robinson Rockets, rest in peace Chris Spicer. He played for the Robinson Rockets. He went on to become a Gracie black belt in jiu-jitsu and was a pro fighter and a heck of a musician, too. And the world lost a good one. They lost Chris Spicer. The Groesbeck Goats are making a change. Nelson Cordes was announced in January as the next head coach of the Goats. And Groesbeck-Mejia is a big-time rivalry.
Oh, completely.
The radio station used to do a traffic report from a plane for real.
Really?
He spent the last 3 seasons at Johnson City, leading the Eagles to 2 playoff appearances. He's had coaching stops in Normandy. That's a good place out there in the Brazos Valley. And Maud as an assistant. Yeah. So that is the Goats. The Academy Bumblebees. I got 2 more.
Good deal.
When back in Waco, we had a guy named Paul used to call the radio station and brag about him. He was the quarterback for the Academy Bumblebees back in the day.
Bumblebees. And you know what next week's show is? Next week's show is your favorite mascot. So we're going to talk about mascots
and fiercest mascots.
Fiercest mascots, yep.
Ty Coon was announced as the new head coach for the Academy Bumblebees. He's been an assistant in Temple, Colleyville, Palestine, Crum, and Lampath.
Yeah.
Within 25 seconds of the quarterfinals. But
yep. Go ahead.
The coach at Carousel.
Go ahead about it, Jared.
Jared Shaw spent the last 3 years as an assistant at Coppers Cove, is hired as the new head coach at Bastrop Cedar Creek. That was way back in December. Bill Robinson spent the last 2 years as the defensive coordinator at A&M Consolidated, hired as the new head football coach at Georgetown Eastview in February.
Well, and then I want to back up here and talk about Mart.
Yeah.
So Kevin Hoffman had been there, and he was 130-16 whenever he and took them to 9 district championships, and he stepped down after 10 years. And I think he left and went to they won 3 state championships, and I think he just completely quit, or did he?
He had a 40-7 record overall, state title game at Arlington 6 dang times.
Yeah.
They won 3 state championships from 2017 to 2019. I'm not sure what his plans are.
I think he retired. I think he said he was stepping down, maybe to go to another position. But that was a shocker if you're a football fan and in the football world of Texas football, that was a shocker to see that, because Mart was rolling, and for them to pick up Chris Lancaster and going, he has a 46-61 record as a head coach at Bruceville Eddy. So going to go from, and then he was at Academy, and then he was at Robinson too. So he's going to pick up some steam and go take on that Mart job. And I wouldn't wish that job upon too many folks, because that's a game. That's like the Mason job. That's like the Brownwood job. Stephenville, if they were to come open, or Aledo was to come open.
Mart just doesn't have bad seasons. I mean, it's cool. The kids walk from the field house to the stadium on Friday nights through the neighborhoods. It's like 2 blocks. And everybody will line up in their yard and everything. They got a lot of tradition there.
They do. So, and there's another thing here that that I picked up. Got this from one of our coaching buddies. That they talk about a coach or a school in the area. So one of them I picked up and I found was, I'm sure I knew the minute I said his name that you would come up with everything about him and little tidbits. So I'll let you take over this one. It's going to talk about Coach John Parchment, back whenever they were Midland Lee, now Legacy, and of course they're in the Little Southwest Conference. We will see, and I said they've got to make a bigger trophy case. And there they are. They did incredible this year. So congratulations to their golf. Congratulations to their football, baseball. They're just on fire out there.
I mean, they really get it done.
And speaking of somebody that's on fire, Coach Chesley Lipsy there at Brownwood. Coach Lipsy is the 2024-2025 TGCA 1A to 4A Track and Field Coach of the Year.
Goodness.
And there he is. And how did he get to be Coach of the Year? Well, he led the Lady Lions to the 2025 UIL 4A Girls Track and Field State Championship. That was a school first. As a Brownwood alumni, I don't ever remember us having a good track team, but he has made us into a powerhouse out there. And I say us, I'm not longer there, but he's made my school into one. And then we want to talk about this one, and I think we have photos for these guys. We want to talk about the Cristobal Robotics. And this is their first year of their team, of their program. The team's made up of 6 freshmen and 2 sophomores. They ended up in 17th at state. Not bad. So the UIL competition breaks the competition into 3 divisions, 1 4A and then 5A and 6A. The names were Coleman Walden. He was the team captain. Cameron Singleton, assistant captain and backup driver, which if you've never seen those robotics, they have to drive a certain amount of distance and have to do all kinds of different things and
that's
throw a
pretty cool,
boulder
man.
and do all kinds of stuff. And these kids are doing it. They're geniuses in programming it. And then what else? Let's see. Brazos Jones was a programmer. Parker White, he was a driver. Ashlyn McNeil, she was the lead technician. Turner Hamilton was an engineer. Austin Antancio was a statistician. And Keith Manship was their researcher and a technician. Tom Wheeler was an adult coach. Lori Manship, who, by the way, Lori's the one that sent me all of this information. Thank you so much, Lori. She's an adult coach. And Nicole Jones, adult supervising assistant. So congratulations to them. While we're also talking about it, I'll let you kick off some more Cristobal good news.
Yeah, and I'm gonna. I had LASIK surgery years ago, and it was good, but I need readers now. I'm trying to do without them. I'm switching over to some contacts, but you made these to where I can't read them well, and that is a microaggression. That's number one.
Another one.
I keep a weekly tally when I've been targeted. They perform the Book of Everything at Cristobal One-Act Play.
Yep.
And, man, I love One-Act Play. I've still got my All-Star Cast, honorable mention, medal for All-Star Cast, honorable mention.
There you go, honorable mention.
So
we got
they
some
did the
names
Book
there.
of Everything. 9th state championship for Travis Harris. That's the ninth state appearance for Travis Harris.
He's their coach out there and advisor, and there they are right there. That's
this is the 10th state appearance for Cristobal One-Act Play, and that is not an easy thing to do.
No, and they were first runner-up, and Addison Mullins got honorable mention.
Yeah.
Why are you talking about honorable
mention?
and
That's good, because really honorable mention, a lot of the people that get honorable mention really are the all-stars.
Yeah. They're just not weren't
judges,
standout or whatever, all that. Lexi Dutton and Stone Robbins were part of the all-star cast.
Oh, cool.
And first runner-up in state. So pretty impressive. Impressive. Cool things going on. I got my Cristobal baseball shirt on here.
We love those. I know Coach Chad Otho's getting into administration.
Yeah.
From football coach. You have a little more time to hang out with the family and cheer with the fans instead of having to bear all of the responsibility of football.
Oh, yeah.
But he did a great job. We're happy for him. Mason Puncher tennis.
Now, this one was almost my coolest thing I saw. There they are right there. This was almost my coolest thing I saw, but I'm sorry, Coach Franklin having a baby and going and coaching and then doing all of that. That was the one that won it. But 15 Mason Puncher tennis athletes competed. All 15 won medals.
That's cool.
Which is incredible to say.
Tennis is fun to watch, too.
It is, and they've got a great thing going on down there in Mason, those punchers and no, they're not lady punchers. What are they?
Lady punchers.
They're lady punchers, right? Okay.
They're whatever they want to be called. Because
whenever
they're going to beat you at whatever sport.
They're going to beat you and then tell you about it, right?
It's a lot like Wall, man. I mean,
Yeah,
they just are good at everything.
It is. And they've done 14 before. They've had 14 medalists before, but they never had 15. So
Wow.
another first in there, and it may be in the state too. I don't know if it's ever been done in the state. That's something we could look at. But incredible, and kudos to all those punchers and lady punchers down there.
We're not done with tennis.
No,
No,
keep going.
sir.
Keep
Tennis.
rolling.
Reagan County, Levi Knight won the gold after beating Mason's Kelton Jordan. Beat the puncher 4-5, 6-3, 6-2.
Yeah, and then while we're talking about it, Olfen tennis, Grant Housel, he lost 6-3, 6-3 in the state semifinals, and it was the first time ever that a Mustang had made it into the playoffs in tennis. So congratulations to him. And then how's that?
Menard Tennis.
The Yellow Jackets.
Yes, sir. The Menard Yellow Jackets boys double team of Zeke Hernandez and Kado Banowski went to the state final. They lost, or the state semifinal. They lost in the state semifinal, which is a long way to go, and cool that they did that. So way to go, Zeke and Kado.
And
Doubles.
I've got one more, and I don't have their names. I saw it. I wasn't able to grab it. Garden City, I believe they won doubles state tourney. So they are the state champs there.
Heck yeah.
So, a lot of information tonight, a lot of good stuff. I know we were looking down on a lot of it, but we were trying to get as much of it in as we could because it's the end of the school year. Tomorrow's graduation for a lot of schools, and Saturday's graduation for a bunch. And we want to wish everybody good luck. Congratulations on graduating. Congratulations on winning all your titles. And whatever you've done this year, we are not going away. We're going to do some more shows. So join us next week. Darren and I have got an idea for next week, and hopefully we can pull it off. If you've got any information or you want to just email us something, tell us that we are doing good, tell us we're doing bad, or just tell us, hey, we've got these photos. I know that Very Best, they had a debater. I believe she was a debater that went and competed in the state tournament. I know TLCA had a debater that went and competed. Didn't get updates on them, but we'll try to get them in maybe next week. But you can email me at arlen@pixelcast.media, and we would welcome whatever you can give us because it's going to get slim here over the summer. But we're looking forward to it. Also, if you're looking for advertising, you want to advertise on Concho Sports Network, get in touch with Shay. His is Shay@pixelcast.media. Get in touch with him, and he can set you up on some packages and let you know. A lot of good opportunities. If you want to do advertising for the Chiefs and the Bobcats and the Hawks, there's those opportunities. If you just want to do just Wall Hawks, you can do Wall Hawks. There's a lot out there to talk about. And while we're talking about advertisers and sponsor, we are actually looking for a sponsor for the Concho Sports Insider. So there's that opportunity. Get in touch with Shay. If you can't remember his name, then get in touch with me. It's arlen@pixelcast.media, and I will put you in touch with Shay because we sure would like to have a sponsor up here every night, every week whenever we talk about this. And
well, I got my Johnny Football shirt on, plus that. Arlen's about to cough up a lung here.
Oh, my gosh, I'm dying. My allergies.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, on the X, at Concho Sports on YouTube, conchosports.com, and Damon Bell Photography. Tell you what, you need aerial or otherwise, Captain Damon Bell, captain of the jet drone.
Starship Bell Prize.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lieutenant
Dan.
Damon Bell in Black Thunder.
That's it.
All of that, plus Threads. I'm not sure about Threads. I haven't signed up for it yet. Seems like a lot to bother with, but I don't know.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, all of those things. And I guess that's it for us. We hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've learned something.
So that's what's on the inside. We'll see you next week.
All right, you be good, and you be good at it.